Tonight on Denver 7 News at 10, it's election night in Colorado.
It's in the box. We're ready to go.
You have to take advantage of being able to vote, your right to vote.
The polls are closed. Election officials hard at work counting your votes.
This is your day to have your voice heard. Tomorrow, the sun will rise and it'll be a new day, however the election turns out.
Tonight, we're breaking down the results so far, covering all the big races nationwide and right here in Colorado. Election night is coming to a close, but it is not over yet.
Yes, election night is coming to a close, not the election. Several races still too close to call, of course, including the race for the White House. So glad you're with us tonight on Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Thank you for joining us on this election night. We have a lot to cover, so let's get right to some of the results.
A lot. We're going to start with the race for president here in Colorado. Early on, Kamala Harris was declared the winner here, getting our 10 electoral votes.
Taking a look at the national results so far, Donald Trump is in the lead right now. We're still waiting for results from several battleground states.
On to Colorado congressional races. Let's start with the one to watch. Really, this is one of the national races everybody's watching. Our Congressional District 8, the incumbent, Yadira Caraveo, with a slight lead over her Republican challenger, Gabe Evans.
Over in District 4, Decision Desk HQ is projecting Lauren Boebert as the winner over Democratic challenger Tricia Calvarese.
All right, we have team coverage for you tonight. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon keeping tabs on that race in the 8th District. Veronica Acosta at Lauren Boebert's victory party tonight in Windsor.
Brandon Richard with Colorado Democrats, Jacqueline Allen with Colorado Republicans, and Claire Lavazorio is tracking some of the ballot measures for us tonight.
All right. Crack team, and we're going to start with our chief investigative reporter Tony Kovaleski in Studio A, providing some analysis to what we've seen so far. Tony?
Yeah, Shannon, Jessica, what a great day for Colorado. A lot of people voting. It's why we are Americans, and this race is continuing close. It stays at that 4,000 point number, vote number that has been watching. It got up to about 4,200 in favor of Yadira Caraveo. It got down to about 3,700, but a lot of votes still yet to be counted here. 67 of the estimated total vote in. This is the race we're going to be watching probably throughout the night and into a good part of this week. Remember, when we go back historically and you look at what happened here 2 years ago rather, you can see that Caraveo won by only 1,600 votes. This time she's got a more comfortable lead, but not as big as many had hoped, because when we take a look back at the presidential numbers and you see what happened here, and this is right now, that was 4 years ago, this is right now, and it shows Vice President Harris with about that's Larimer County, I want to go statewide with you, and we're going to press it outside, zoom out to totals. They're statewide, 55-42, and that number is what all the experts were saying. They expected her to win by 12%. It looks like she's going to win by 12%, and those 10 votes, as you said, Shannon, electoral votes from Colorado called much earlier. So it's been an interesting night. Not everything decided yet, but we're watching closely, especially CD8.
All right, we appreciate that, Tony. We continue our team coverage with Denver 7's Colette Bordelon, keeping an eye on the Congressional District 4 race tonight.
Colette, a very close race.
Actually, she's watching the 8th race as well.
The 8th race, yeah. It's been a very close race between Yadira Caraveo and Gabe Evans.
I was going to say CD4 I don't have too many updates on, but I can talk about CD8 tonight. So this is a razor-thin race at this moment, so much so that many of the people here at Caraveo's watch party have gone home. Yadira Caraveo is the incumbent and the Democrat in this race, also a pediatrician. Her Republican challenger, Gabe Evans, retired law enforcement, and a military veteran. Caraveo has just a slight lead right now over Evans, and her team even saying it's just too close to call tonight, so she didn't come to the watch party. They're cautiously optimistic as we head into these later hours of the evening and into tomorrow morning. So right now, still unsure of if that lead of hers will hold over Evans. Many people, though, very optimistic and hopeful, even on the national scale. The people we spoke to about how this election is turning out so far, they're really hoping for a number of different things overnight. But the union that hosted this party, they're holding out their hope for both Caraveo and Harris on that national scale.
We're optimistic. We're going to keep watching as the votes come in. I think, you don't want to rush to judgment. certainly not going to get nervous. The American people deserve to choose and elect who they want. And, we support folks that we think support good policies that reward the middle class, reward hardworking families like our members. And we're excited to see the votes tallied, and we're going to celebrate hopefully some big wins.
So Congressional District 8 is the newest congressional district in Colorado. It makes up Adams County and parts of Weld and Larimer County. It's a very diverse area. You've got suburbia, you've also got rural farmland. So we always expected this race to be close. Now, Caraveo's team, they say they're going to update me overnight. I'll be reaching out to Evan's team as well to see if we get a result in these last few hours here before tomorrow morning. Live in Denver, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
How they're going to be sleeping tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one.
Thanks,
Thank you, Colette. Checking in now with Denver 7's Veronica Acosta, who joins us live from Lauren Boebert's campaign headquarters. Veronica, Representative Boebert is heading back to Washington for another term.
She is, but this time she's going to be in a different spot. She's going to be representing the people of Colorado's 4th Congressional District, and this is very different than what Colette just laid out. She was talking about how people were leaving the watch party where she is. That is definitely not the case here. It is much more of a celebration of a party. The supporters staying here, watching that big screen, cheering every time a Republican candidate or former President Donald Trump picks up a seat or a state. That is very important and a very big distinction to make. Now, Representative Lauren Boebert, she took the stage about an hour ago. She thanked the supporters who came here. She also told us that her opponent, Tricia Calvarese, gave her a call and conceded this race. While she was on that stage, she also talked about her 4 children, her grandchild, her decision to move here to Windsor, and how welcome she felt by the community here. Colorado's 4th Congressional District seat. This was previously held by former Representative Ken Buck. He held this seat for nearly 10 years. He chose to retire earlier this year. We asked her about the margin that she won by tonight and asked her if she was going to be changing any of her policies. Take a listen.
So there's nothing about my politics that I'm going to change. I'm going to continue to be an effective legislator. I passed your bill out of the House of Representatives and any other member in the Colorado delegation in this Congress. And that's something I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to continue to fight for our energy industry, our oil and gas workers. I'm going to fight for our farmers and ranchers, our water projects and storage here in Colorado.
And Representative Lauren Boebert has won here tonight. Now all these supporters are looking toward that presidential race. We're in Windsor tonight. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
All right, Veronica, thank you for your work there tonight. Denver 7's Brandon Richard, live with the Colorado Democrats at their watch party. They're trying to hopefully hang on to their supermajority in the House and grab one more seat and have a supermajority in the Senate as well.
Yeah, that's right. And Shannon, the watch party has actually technically come to an end. It ended about 10, 15 minutes or so ago, but you can still see lots of people here behind me because they're keeping a close eye on that presidential race, and they're very anxious and worried about what they are seeing. Now, as you mentioned, there's some good news for Colorado Democrats. Of course, Kamala Harris won the state of Colorado, and the amendments to enshrine abortion protections into the state constitution, that was approved by voters. Also, the amendment removing the state ban on same-sex marriage, that also passed. So Democrats very excited about that. Colorado U.S. Senator John Hickenlooper says he's still confident that Vice President Harris can pull this out, but he says whatever happens, it's important for both sides to work together.
We cannot be this divided. So my job when I go back to the Senate, we got to pass the NDAA, which is our military funding. We'll look at a couple of the big bills like permitting reform, but we've got to figure out a way that Republicans and Democrats can work together, can hear each other, hear the facts, and then make the compromises necessary to get good legislation passed.
So Colorado Democrats will retain control of the state legislature right now. All that remains to be seen is if they will have a supermajority in one or both of those chambers. Back to you.
Brandon, thank you very much.
Now we're going to go over to Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen live in Littleton tonight, where Colorado Republicans are watching some key races. Jacqueline.
They definitely are watching them very closely with one key goal, the opposite of what you just heard from Brandon. They don't want to become a super minority. Now, let me explain. Right now, if the Republicans lose just one Senate seat, then the Democrats will have a supermajority, or 2/3 of the vote, which means that they can override a governor's veto and also get some things on the ballot. Now, the Republicans very much want to keep that from happening, and they are feeling very hopeful about that tonight. I'm joined here live by Senate Minority Leader Paul Lundeen. Senator Lundeen, thank you so much for joining us. You know, you guys have been watching just a handful of key races, and you have some hope about those tonight.
Absolutely. We have 3 key races that were our primary goal, and they look solid, all 3 of those races. Scott Bright, Cleve Simpson, and Mark Catlin. They all look really good. And we've got 2 more that are still in play that we're still hoping might come home. Robin Carnes is fighting valiantly in Senate 16, and down in El Paso County, Stan Vanderwerf is still in play as well.
All right, so a positive storyline there for the Colorado Senate Republicans, avoiding that super minority. Now, I have to ask you, Senator Lundeen, your name has been thrown around to me as a possible candidate for governor coming up. What do you think?
Oh, gee, I tell you what, I've got a big job to do in the state Senate. We're going to bring some common sense back to the people of Colorado in the Colorado State Senate with Republican, non-super minority leadership.
All right, there you go. That was the goal for a victory tonight. That was the standard, try to keep them from becoming a super minority, and you can hear they are very optimistic about that, where the results stand right now. Reporting live in Littleton, Jacqueline Allen, Denver 7.
Hey, Jacqueline, some news just coming over that the people you were there are going to be very happy with. Decision Desk headquarters has called the Senate, so GOP wins Senate majority for the first time in 4 years. So the Senate will have control, the Republicans will have control of the Senate in the next Congress.
Big changes in Washington ahead.
Our election night coverage continues right after this.
Up next, we're breaking down more results from tonight, including a measure that could be a lifeline for Denver health.